Hey everybody, how's it going? Todd, the Cheap Drums guy. So, welcome to Northern Michigan, where the weather sure the hell does not know what it wants to do. So we had a pretty mild up until mid-December. Then we got crapped on really good with a lot of snow really fast. And then, right after Christmas, we started getting rain, and most of our snow's gone. Just crazy, crazy. And then it's supposed to snow again Wednesday. Today is Saturday. But not a lot's been going on. I've played a little bit more than I have been lately this week, and we've been really slow at work. I don't know why that is, but it's kind of nice to have a little break. So I've been playing a little bit more than I have in the past, and I switched things up. I put the Olympic away, put the APK up, put the plys away, and put the Sabians up. And after having those plys up for better part 4 months, I'm not a real fan of the Sabians. So that might just take a little bit of playing to get used to them again. They do have a different sound. However, without question, I'm a plys guy. I really like the sound of those. Worst comes to worst, this spring or summer, if I still am not digging them as much as I should, I'll probably just put them all in one big set, take them up to my local music store and see if anybody will buy the whole set. I would like to keep the hi-hats though, because I do like the excess hi-hats, but it's just the crashes, and especially the ride. The ride is ungodly horrible. Just terrible. But what am I doing today? Well, I was going to put the G2s on the APK kit, but I have an issue with one of the drums, so I got to fix it, and then tune up the heads on these, make sure everything's fine. But what I'm going to do is, oh, by the way, the drum set that I gave the coworker, to give to his son, this is probably quite a memorable Christmas for him, because not only did he make out pretty good, I guess, from his parents, but having a drum set thrown on top of it was just kind of icing on the cake. I bought an XS tom to go with that Pearl Soundcheck kit out of a Guitar Center in Wisconsin. It was a Pulse 13-inch, I think it's 13 by 10 tom, just by itself. Somebody brought it in, whatever. $20. I picked it up to go along with that kit. Now, I did not include that 13-inch tom with the gift Pearl set, due to the fact that the tom is not drilled. It has no holes in it. It's completely virgin, except for the vent. But it came with this rims mount, and if I were to give this to him, just to enable him to use it, he would have to get, because this is extra arm, that one's mine, he would have to get an extra arm, he would have to get the clamp to hold it, and they're still in the process of getting all the cymbal stands. So he really wouldn't be able to operate it or to utilize it correctly for some time, because they're building everything piece by piece. So I opted to keep it, and I'm like, well, I've got parts to a 13-inch snare, and I don't have a 13-inch snare. Why don't I build one myself? And so I'm like, well, I scrapped that one snare that kind of it started delaminating, and I didn't put two and two. I didn't think about it like I should have, but that snare was an 8-lug snare drum. This tom is a 6-lug, so you can see there's issue right there, but that's no problem. I've got brand new heads, brand new 13-inch heads, both resonant and batter heads, and I don't want those to go to waste. So I can still salvage this. So what my intention is tomorrow, and to start, because this is probably a 2-part project, because I got things to do tomorrow other than just this. But what I'm going to do is take this all apart, take all the hardware off it. I'm going to pull the wrap off it. I don't want a black wrap drum. I just don't want it. I like the wood finish like on this. This is that one 14-inch tom, Premier tom that was made into a snare, and I like it. I think it looked kind of cool with the black hardware, the same type of finish, just a simple clear coat. So what I'm going to do today, or actually tomorrow, as you see this, I'm going to take all the hardware off and take the wrap off it and see what we got to work with underneath. And then I'm going to see if I have in the garage a suitable enough tool where since this is only a 6-lug tom and I've got to make it a snare, I've got to cut one of the hoops in order for the straps to hold the snare wires down. So hopefully I have, that's a little bit stronger than, maybe I'll be able to do it. I'll see. I don't need that big a slit in it just for that wire or the strap, but anyways, we got to modify the hoop. So this will probably be a 2-part series, just turning an old unused tom into a little side snare. But given its depth, that's a 10-inch, 10, 11, or 12-inch depth. She's going to be loud. She's going to be heavy sounding. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to start on this 13-inch snare and see how far we can get done in a couple hours today, or actually it'll be tomorrow, and then you'll see it, whatever. But anyways, easy peasy. Stick around. Really? You schmuck. Turn it into freaking. I already did. Oh, okay, it is done. Bum, 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 bum. Bloody magnets. That is a nice rims mount. Kind of reminds me of the newer Premier mount a little bit. Very few pieces, but it's just absolutely solid. I mean, that's quite a substantial piece of hardware. I wish I had a pair of these for that Olympic kit. That's nice. Hopefully I can find some, well, maybe I'll just keep it on this. Alright, this is the first look I've had for the inside of this drum. Definitely poplar. Doesn't look too bad. Not the prettiest, but what the hell. Now the bad part about taking all the lugs off and whatnot is that sometimes these things are, the screws that hold the lugs in are put in so tightly that you have to go in there with a manual screwdriver and do it. Unfortunately, that makes the process quite lengthy and really, you son of a, it's kind of a killjoy. Because working on drums can be kind of fun. If you're in the right mood for it, it can be quite entertaining. And unfortunately, something like this, though, just sucks your will to live. I gotta be quiet because what's her face is still asleep up there. God, it must be nice to be queen. So I trust you all had a good holiday. Mine was, well, the wife went out to the stepdaughter's house where they were all meeting, or we're going to be staying the night just for the fact that she wanted to be there on Christmas morning when the kids woke up and they opened all their presents over there. So then, afterwards, they would come over here, which they did, pretty much. Oh my God, what a nightmare. 5 kids, or 4 kids and a baby that slept most of the time, running around like free-range chickens, just running around, doing whatever they want, trashing the house. Absolute nightmare. Oh my God. And I like quiet and peacefulness, you know. When the night before, when they were out there at the stepdaughter, it was so quiet and peaceful here, just me and the dogs hanging out, eating pizza. Seems like a habit of ours on Christmas Eve. And then the next day is total chaos. And you know, but you know, I look on times like this and look back and thank God I always use a condom. Remember that, people. I have no children of my own by design. Worked well for me. So, finding the edge of the wrap here, and I saw something interesting, and I see some glue schmutz, that's a technical term, glue schmutz, right there, just where the wrap is. So that kind of tells me that this might just only be glued right here where the wrap is, or comes to an end. So I gotta pry that one off too. So I have my, this is my Gerber multiplier. This is one of my favorite things from the military days. This is the engineer version of it with the crimpers on it for blasting caps, I think. But this is just like a Leatherman tool. Flick it, comes out. I love these things. Oh my God, solid as a rock. Multipliers. All the other soldiers use the Leathermans because, you know, they were the cool thing and all that. But you know, as an engineer, someone who actually did some work, Leathermans were pissy whip. You need something a little stronger, and the Gerbers were the stronger ones. Now, instead of using the hairdryer thing, I'm thinking, oh, look at that. It's on. Oh, please, girl. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Them cheap sons of bitch. Right there, see that? That? Staples. You sons of... Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, exciting. Taking off your first bra. Sorry about that. Look at that. Oh. Okay. What the? Okay. I gotta take the saving that wrap now. Okay, well, it's not the prettiest wood. However, I think it'll be just fine for what we need it for. I'm going to take that vent out. Bend it a little bit. Oh, no problem. You know, this might be, I don't want to add more to it. We have also, granted, working where I do, we have laminates. We have real thin plywood. So, and I'd almost be half tempted to put some more laminates in here, make it a thicker drum. Because as you can see, it is pretty thin. Because like this Premier snare, which was the 14-inch rack tom at one time, someone put some layers in there. Because Premier don't do their snare drums like this and their rack toms like that. So somebody added some plys to it. And I'm half tempted to do it here because already I can tell, because it's a really thin shell, that it's going to be ringy. So I would maybe, yeah. So getting some plys, we have stuff on hand. In general, I can find them at job sites because stuff's being trimmed up all the time at job sites, and a lot of material. Construction is a horribly wasteful enterprise, and there's always bits and bobs of things laying around. And it wouldn't be too hard to actually add some plys to this. Just getting it cut to fit right, and getting the glue, and getting the right kind of glue is kind of a, because wood expands and contracts a little bit. You don't need something like Elmer's glue, I'd say, because Elmer's, you know, dries super hard, rigid, almost like a resin. So you need something more like a rubber cement, I'd imagine, just so the expansion and contraction can take place. And I really think I'm afraid by turning this into a snare that it's just going to be overly obnoxious sounding and hard to tame. And it could be. But we'll burn that bridge as we come to it. So, getting the wraps off a success. The glue isn't too bad, except as you can see right there, there's always a spot on wrap drums, you know, unlike the Premiers or like any other drum company, the lacquers or drum, all the plys are usually perfect on the outside. When you get the more inexpensive drums like this, ouch, son of a, more inexpensive drums like that, they're going to cut costs, they're going to cut, you know, quality down a little bit. So as you can see right here, plys coming apart a little bit. So this is, unfortunately, now that I've taken the wrap off it and unsealed it, it's going to be a problem in the future, and this snare probably is not going to last very long because eventually these plys will start coming up. But the glue is minimal. Just right here is a narrow strip of it, which is good. The Premier set, when I took that apart, that was glued there, but it was also all along the top and bottom, and that is not good because there's a lot more. Let me get that staple out of there. Oh, that was easy. Strength. So anyways, so what I have to do now, I have to dry this out and sand it off so it's nice and smooth. Maybe probably give it a couple little rubs with some sandpaper, get her all cleaned up. And then start putting on some coats of a clear lacquer, which I do not have any. So that's going to be something for another day. Maybe I'll get a pigment, color the pigment to it, that'd be kinda cool. But for the most part, it's going to stay just plain wood. But unfortunately, with this type of poplar, it really doesn't, there's not a lot of wood grain to see. So, well, little knot, I don't mind knots a little bit right there, but other than that, it's a pretty blasé shell. But anyways, we'll get to that. So it's gonna take me some time, so I gotta give me some paint or it's clear lacquer, put a coat or two on there, and then tomorrow we go to work and it's almost New Year's. Christmas was last week, and we only had to work Monday, and then we were off Tuesday and Wednesday for Christmas, and then we work Thursday, Friday, and then I'm off on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then tomorrow, Monday, I think we work, and then we have Tuesday and Wednesday off again, then work Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday off. Just the way it is. But. So I'll work tomorrow. I'll see if I can, I think it's called revolutionary ply. Yeah. So I'll see if I can find some revolutionary ply. And if there's any scraps of it laying around, maybe I can put a layer or two of that in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but well, we'll see. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today because I got a lot more to do and it's going to take a long time to film all of it. So anyways, hope you guys all have a great week or two. I'm not exactly sure when I'll be back to finish this thing, but a 13-inch side snare. This thing's going to be pretty loud. It's kind of, I'm going to reckon it to somewhat be like the snare bomb. Be interesting to see what we get out of her. And give me a week or two and see what we come up with. But anyways, I'm Todd, the cheap drums guy. Kid free, as always, baby. And that's right, keep my options open. You guys have a wonderful week, and Happy New Year. Peace. You ugly boy, ugly. Ba-dip-ba-dip-doo.